have to go and do a lot of coughing and stuff. So we'll see how it goes today. I'll go ahead and run this video. I decided to run it a little early just in case things don't go well before I do my later evening longer video. So let me go ahead. I don't know why the leg's taking so long to kick in. But today, my wife picked this up for me at the store. There he is, the new King Grayskull. And I figured I would take and do a quick review on him. And,
you may have heard the term reverse mortgage.
Loud. And see how it works. But while we're waiting, let's go ahead and do a small rant, because I'm still waiting for my phone to show the video. Let's see. There we go. Oops, let me see if I sound okay. All right, perfect. All right, so I want to talk about this Tila really quick. So, as you know, we got this cool Masterverse Tila. It came with 2 heads, and I think she is really cool looking. One of my favorite Masterverse figures. And so I hate to tell you guys this, the whole reason why we suffered through Revelation and all the cartoons and all the craziness with different storylines and everything else was for one reason and one reason only, and that is so I can make my perfect Origins Tila. There you go. There she is. So that's the reason why the whole world had to suffer with the Revelation cartoon and the Kevin Smith debacle was just so I could eventually get my perfect Tila. Ta-da! I don't know. I just really love the way this came out. I know it sounds funny, but she is my favorite Origins figure now that she has the cool new head. Anyway, I'll put her back up here in Castle Grayskull, along with her older sister, Big Tila. That'd be awful. You imagine being called names like that? My wife's family, they have these 2 girls. One is the aunt and one is the niece, and their names are both Linda, and they call them Little Linda and Big Linda. And I just hate to be called that if I was a woman. Big anything. That's just bad. That's just not a good plan. But anyway, especially if you ended up gaining weight or something. Hey, Charles, thanks for joining us. Black Phoenix 77, thanks for being in here. Fallen Jedi, thanks. Yep. Whenever you guys are getting tired of all the videos without any talking in it, with just either music of one sort or another. So anyway, so King Grayskull. So as you guys know, we originally got King Grayskull and the giant King Grayskull package that had sound effects. We got this King Grayskull right here. He came with a shield also, and he was known for breaking his ankles and his also he'd break up here in his crotch area, and sometimes they'd break in the shoulder. The plastic got kind of brittle and just snap. So not the best. Then later on, they gave us another King Grayskull, and this King Grayskull was we used to call it the Christmas edition because he looked like he was Santa Claus with his white fur and red cape. And you can see a little bit different this time. He was shiny silver instead of gray, and he came with a cool blue orb and a sword that was half painted and half blue. So it was kind of a fun, cool ideas. And then actually, he came with a sword that was split in 2, if I believe correctly too. Yeah, I think he did have a sword split in 2. And then also the other one. And so then I've made a couple cool customs. So we also got the Spirit of Grayskull, King Grayskull, which is glow in the dark. Now they also made a clear blue one that almost nobody got. And then of course I made my really cool custom King Grayskull out of the Revelation He-Man figure, which I was pretty happy with. And I'm just loving how this figure came out looking. And I like it because he's taller. As you can see, he kind of makes the other King Grayskull look like kind of a short guy. Because we know in the cartoon he was supposed to be mammothly tall. And somebody just made one online that I saw. They made out of, what's his name? Chief something. Comanche Chief? I don't know. Anyway, he's a DC character, and when I saw his King Grayskull, that was pretty impressive. If you look online, you're able to find it on Facebook. So not this, but the cool Comanche Chief, monster cool looking King Grayskull. All right, so I was thinking about this King Grayskull, and I thought, you know what would be cool to do is to make make a custom classics version of him. And so I was trying to figure out what to use for a base, and I thought, oops, there goes Tila. I got so many Clamp Champs because I was going to make a bunch of Hebrew figures. I could just take one of the Clamp Champs I have and use that. Well, his skin color is a whole lot darker and a lot less yellow in it. It's just straight brown than the King Grayskull we've got, so I couldn't really use King Grayskull's head, and his head's a lot smaller. And I saw someone else use a Decker figure. I thought, perfect, I could use Decker. He's got the braids already, and he does have the eye patch. So he might be an older King Grayskull. Maybe I keep his hair gray, maybe I paint it black, I'm not sure. But then even Decker's skin tone is a whole lot different than Clamp Champ. And it's like, oh, I know Mattel did a lot of different skin colors in here. Both with, actually even He-Man. Even He-Man's skin tone changes from one figure to the next. So then I thought, what about Zodak with a K? And originally I was going to make a non-tattooed Zodak version using Clamp Champ, but again, the skin tone difference was so great that trying to swap the parts like the forearms here wouldn't work too well. So, unfortunately, even between Decker and Zodak, all three of these are three different shades of brown that don't match. I mean, he's like really dark brown. He has kind of a more lighter tan brown, and he's even lighter yet with a lot more yellow in his skin tone. And he has green legs, so I'd have to either paint the legs or swap them out with Clamp Champ's darker legs and then find a way to lighten them up. So right now it's a no on making King Grayskull in classics in this style. So there we go. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and open him up. Yes, Decker was Man-at-Arms' mentor. Yep, in some cases, maybe even his tormentor. Who knows, right? Because Decker, I mean, come on. Oh, that's not him. There he is on this side. I mean, he looks like a pretty tough guy. I mean, I could see him playing in, what was that movie where there was only one left, and they cut off each other's heads, and they get their power afterwards. They get a quickening. What was that movie? It was the guy who played Tarzan was in the first one. Then they had a whole entire TV series too. I know I mentioned it before in this video. I always forget the name of that movie. I think Decker came from the A-Team. And he kind of does look like the A-Team type of character. Highlander! Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I keep forgetting the name of that show. I love the TV show. Was not a huge fan of the movie. But then I guess there was a movie that came out at the end that had them both, the guy from the TV series and the guy who played Greystoke from the Tarzan movie. So I never seen the last one, I don't think. Maybe I did. I just put it out of my mind for some reason. I don't know. Anyway, let's get this open. So the back of the box shows some cool card art of him separating the swords. Which is kind of cool because the Grayskull we got... Hold on a second. Hold up a moment. I think I still have a Grayskull in the box somewhere. King Grayskull, where are you? I got Queen Grayskull. More Clamp Champs. King He-Man. There we go. King Grayskull. I forgot that I still have one in the package so we can see that cool way they put the swords in there with the lightning. Dun, 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 dun. So you can kind of see the same kind of concept idea with the blue lightning there. Well, you know what? That art looks way cooler. Then in my mind, this looked cooler than it really does. In my memory of what I thought it was going to look like, I was kind of, and you know what? It was actually Hero that came with the blue sword that was half and half, I think. I don't think King Grayskull came with, no he didn't. So it was actually Hero that came with the sword that had the half blue on the top, I believe. Anyway, so there is his orb in the back, you can see. I'll put this figure back away. Back into its white cardboard box. forgot I even had this figure. It was the craziest thing. There's this website. I can't remember what it's called, but every day at noon they release new fashions, and it's a women's fashion website. Well, for some crazy reason, they had King Grayskull on there, and they were $10 a piece. That one I just showed you, and I bought like 7 or 8 of them, and it was crazy. I forgot the name of the website, but I couldn't believe it because it's made for women's fashion, and here they have a toy section, and they have usually some really bizarre toys on there, like kind of educational toys made of wood and stuff like that for kids, little higher expensive weird stuff that you'd never buy for your kids, but somebody else does. Somebody else buys them, some uncle, some aunt somewhere buys them for your kids. Anyway, they have those on there. And just this one day, they had King Grayskulls for it was like 10 or 15 bucks a piece. And like I said, I bought a ton. I made a whole bunch of 2000X He-Man figures out of them and sold them. It was cool. All right, so here is King Grayskull. Looks like his cape's made of cloth. Now, it always bugs me when they make a cape out of cloth or cloth goods, and they have these little things holding them in, because a lot of times that ruins the cloth and leaves little holes in them. We will try to open this up without causing too much damage to the cape. Let's see if we can get those all cut out of there without destroying the cape. Now I can feel already the cape has a wire in it, which is cool. Okay. Oh. Hooray. Did I get them all? Nope. One on this side too. Come on, Mattel. You don't need that many little plastic thingamabobs to hold the cape in place. Alright. Alright. Let's get half his sword out of there. Let's get his shield out of there. Why not just make the whole thing gray? I mean, yeah, it's kind of cool. It matches the front, but really? Alright, his head. Now, I'm telling you, this guy's a lot of hair. In order to braid the back and 2 braids coming off the front, that's a lot of hair. Okay, let's talk about these swords before I pull them out of the way. So these swords are the swords he's separating. So technically they should go together. So you can see, basically, this is one half of the sword. Here's the other half here, and here's the 2 pieces that you normally see. So if you were to take and saw this right down there on both sides, you would have technically a way to put these swords back together to forge them. So, I mean, obviously they don't fit together, but that's where they would be. Now, I've seen one guy online who's kind of cool. He actually found a way to connect them somehow and made them look like Kildor swords. Now, what's weird is this one here is kind of a weird spiky bottom to it. Not very comfortable to put on your hand, I suppose. This is supposed to be the evil swords. I guess if you're going to hold it, you get to have hand pain. I imagine it's supposed to be sharper. Then you have the heroic sword. It's got a nice handle to hang on to, so it's not uncomfortable. Kind of strange. So I suppose if you were to combine these, you would want this handle left over when you're done. Excuse me. There goes my voice. Let's take these hands out. Alright, we have the slapping hand, so you can pretend to be Will Smith. And we have the regular punching hand, so you can punch or slap. Ugh. Come on out of there. Oop! I lost his hand. He's like Luke Skywalker now. It's the wrong hand for Luke. Alright. Excuse me. Weird, his ponytail goes on the outside of his cape. That's an interesting design. Ugh. Hey, we got him out. And he's not too maimed, only lost one hand. That's not too bad. That's weird. Okay, let's pull his head off and take a look at this. Ugh. Yep, it's been specially designed to fit his ponytail behind. It's just held on with Velcro or something, I think. I can't tell. I'll just stick his alternate head on. And you know what? His slapping hand is his left hand, so I guess he can't be Will Smith because it was the right hand he used. Oh well. Let's stick his shield on. Now they should have included just a regular sword of power with him too. But of course, we're starting to get a collection of swords of power. So he's about the same height as He-Man when he's Savage. There we go. Here's a regular sword of power. And you can see kind of now how it lays out the two halves. Interesting. I'll give him the heroic half. Just doesn't seem very strong, this thin little blade. Oh. The sword of power. Let's see how it compares to a standard size He-Man. Standard size He-Man. I'll look at your guys' comments. I know you guys have been crazily writing tons of comments. Let's take a look. My only complaint is how long you have to wait to get it. My only nitpick is the Revelation King Grayskull figure. The purple metallic paint on the sword. Half is flaking off the bumps on the handle, so be careful of that. Okay, thanks for that heads up. I appreciate that, Gamer Bud. Fred the Dead Inside says the only complaint is how long I have to wait to get it. Savage He-Man should be bulkier like the Hulk. I agree. Favorite Revelation figure is Fisto. Chris, thanks for letting us know. I like Revelations, so the whole world minus me. Alright, these swords should have been able to snap together. It would have been cool if they would have came with an alternate set that actually did snap together, but in the cartoon, for some strange reason, they actually showed them altering like this, and I'm not sure why they did that. I guess so it's still a full sword, basically. But it does look like some kind of weird katana kind of thing, because it's so thin. Or some kind of, maybe a sword for fencing or something, because of the thinness of it. But, anyway, where did I stick those figures? Here they are. I'm going to give him a better sword. Alright. Oh, there we go. There is a cool sword of power. Dun da da. Oh. Oh. Now he's playing with power. Power. Alright. So a lot of people have use these figures and mix them too to make a version like we saw in Classics. I'm not going to do that. I mean, I've already kind of made my Classics King Grayskull variant right here. I just used classic parts to make him. I'm going to leave him the way he is. Like I said, I may make a Classics version of him the way he is, but I couldn't find a good base body to use. So, anyway, there he is. Let's see if I can get his cape off. I guess you gotta do the Velcro. Oh, my beautiful wife is calling me. I wonder what she needs. Yeah, that's cool. I thought for sure his ponytail would stick way out once I took the cape off, but it doesn't. That's not too bad. Okay, I'm not so, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did they use the same body as Savage He-Man? I think they did. Let's take a look and see if he's got the same bent over neck as Savage He-Man. And I'll have to end my video soon and call my wife back and see what she needs. Ugh. Okay, it looks like they did. They used... Oh, no, maybe not. Because Savage He-Man has some bigger lats. Okay, Savage He-Man does have bigger lats, so they did not actually use the same figure. You can see there they're kind of sticking out a little bit beyond King Grayskull. But his neck does seem to point forward. Let's take a look at the original He-Man. Well, I guess his neck points forward too. Okay, so they did just use the same buck as the basic He-Man, it looks like. Because he's got the narrower lats on the side too. They should have used the Savage body. That would have been cool since it's leaning forward anyway. Interesting. Yeah, I like this head better. There we go. Of course, now his armor's has to be all cattywampus. I should have put his head on after. Oh well. Very cool figure. You know, I was actually tempted to use this to make my own Hebrew, just because they haven't released a figure yet that is a good base body in Revelations to use for Hebrew. So I was tempted just to put the yellow armor on him and maybe swap a head out for Clamp Champ. Wonder how close Origins Clamp Champ is. Nope. Way darker. So yeah, he would not work very well. That looks ridiculous. His head looks monstrous on him because it's so low on his shoulders. That's funny. Yeah, you can see the color difference. It's quite a bit different. It's funny to think the shorter figures have the bigger heads. Ugh. There you go, Hebrew. All right. So let's look at you guys' comments, and then I'll have to end this video. Let's see. Toys Gone By said that would be cool to get another King Grayskull to use Origins Clamp Champs to create a Masterverse Clamp Champ. Awesome. Yes, that could be cool. Unfortunately, like I said, the heads and the skin tones don't match too well. Chris Allen, yep, getting the 40th He-Man would really be cool. Yeah, the Masterverse line has some really cool figures. You know, they have some duds too. We've seen some duds, but we've seen some really cool ones too. They hinted at it in the show, but never confirmed. Let's see. Decker and Revelations. Interesting. I wish they added a lightning effect part that you could put between the swords so you could emulate that pose. That would be cool, Gamer Bud. Hey, the King Grayskull released yet? There he is. He's been released. Hey, Trapjaw72, thanks for joining us live. Hey, hello to Germany. Thanks for joining us. All right. How is Hero the son of King Grayskull in Revelation? He is so pale. Is Hero the king of, or son of King Grayskull? I'm not sure. I don't recall that totally. We do know that sometimes genes can do some crazy things. So, who knows? Maybe the writers and the designers were two different people. Someone said, you know, hey, we got to mix it up a little bit. There we go. A very cool figure. Now I got to find that hand I broke off on him. Oh, there it is. His hand of power. I have to put this back on him because I actually am not a fan of the slapping hand. It reminds me when I was a kid. My kids and I would play G.I. Joes together, the 12-inch ones, not the 3 1/4 inch. Of course, they had those too. But one of my kids wanted a Ken doll because it was a Disney Ken doll, and so I came with Disney balloons and everything else. Well, Ken's hands are like this, right? So we had to tape all of G.I. Joe's guns into his hands to make it work, because you can't hold a gun in this hand or any other cool, you know, accessories. We had this one that shot little Nerf arrows, and we had one that was a grappling hook one, and all kinds of other cool, you know, stuff. So poor Ken always good for is giving a tip to the maitre d'. Here you go, when you're his hands like that. So I remember my poor son was always stuck having to have his Ken doll retrofitted with all the cool stuff by having him taped in the hand. All right, so that's all I got today. Oh, hey, and for those that missed it yesterday, see, there's Black Cat right there in the castle. Of course, someone noticed Spider-Man already. So, yes, I like to mix it up a little bit. They show that Hero was his son in Revelation comic book tie-in. Oh, okay. No, because he is second husband of Venna. Interesting. All right. Anyway, like, subscribe, tell your friends, and I should have some more videos tonight. Bye now.